Hi class 7, welcome back to the chemistry class once again. So today we are going to pick up from where we have left in our last class. Okay, for that we are going to talk about two type of valencies first. That is the zero valency and the variable valency. Now first of all, when we are talking about the zero valency, we are going to talk about the noble gases or the rare element we have already known, right? So which are the noble gases or the rare elements? Helium, neon, argon, this kind of elements. Now why they are rare and why they are noble gases? Because they are so special that they do not chemically react with other elements. Now why? That why is the reason why they are coming under the zero valency group. First of all, say I have taken the helium. Okay. Now what is the valency of helium? That will be 0. Why? Because in case of helium, number of electrons that are present, that is 2. Okay. Now we have already known or we have already discussed about it that every atom wants their octet to be complete, right? They want a configuration like 2, 8, 8, this and onward. For that reason, every atom, that is the main reason that concept of valency is coming into play, right? So here, in case of helium, they have 2 electrons in their outermost shell. That is, the first, they only have one shell and that shell is complete. So they are enough for themselves and they don't require any other atoms or other elements to get completed. That's why they do not react with any other elements chemically. That is the reason they are called noble gases. Noble gases or rare elements, because this kind of elements, they are not much in our nature. Okay, and the valency of this kind of elements are 0. That's why this kind of valency is called zero valency. Now coming to the next type of valency, that is the variable valency. Now from the word variable, we can understand that is more than one or different type of valency, right? So here, this kind of valency is that type where the elements having more than one valency. Till now we have learned about that each element have one valency, for that depends upon how many electrons they want to give out or take. But these elements, certain elements are there like iron, copper, they have more than one valency. Okay, so here take the example of iron. Okay, iron, the symbol of iron is Fe and copper is Cu, right? We know that. In case of iron, it has 2 and 3 valency, while in case of copper, it has 1 and 2 valencies. Okay, now how we are going to name them? The naming is depending upon number of valency or the lower valency and the higher valency. Now how we are going to write the name of the iron? The first one is 2 and the second one is 3. So the lower one, the lower type of valency, lower number of valency, what is going to be the suffix of those kind of name? We add those names with us. Okay. So in case of iron, what we are going to name them? First of all, Fe, as their symbol is Fe. So we are going to put a Roman 2 just beside them. Okay. Now after that, just because their valency is 2, so how we are going to write them? Fe 2 plus, and what is going to be their name? The name will be ferrous after their Latin name. Okay, and in case of the bigger one, they are suffixed with the suffix that is "-ic". So here once again, what is going to be their name? Fe3, right? Where their symbol will be 3 plus and their name will be ferric. Alright. Now similarly, when it comes to the copper, we are going to name them once again in a similar manner. So here copper 1 or Cu plus, after their Latin name we are going to name them Cuprous. Okay, and the second one, the bigger one with the valency 2 will be cupric. This is the way we name a variable valency. Okay, for other, like there are many other elements other than iron and copper. Now when we are talking about the radicals we have already known they are of two types, the acid radicals and the basic radicals. Now when we are going to name them and how we are going to understand what is their symbol and what is their valencies and why this kind of symbol is going to be. Now look at this Fe2 plus. Okay, now why we are writing this 2 plus just above it in their power or exponent? Because in this case that atom, one atom of iron, they require to give out 2 electrons in order to be stable. That is the reason the donor is always plus and the recipient, that I need more electron, they are negative or minus. Okay, so that is the way we are going to put the symbols above them, and that is going to represent their valency too. So how we are going to represent the acid radicals? First of all, oxide, chloride, we know their symbol, right? Oxide stands for O, chloride stands for Cl. Now how we denote them? Oxide stands for O minus, chloride stands for so here O2 minus and chloride stands for Cl minus. Now how we are going to understand their valency from here? Because that symbol is having 2 minus, that means they require 2 more electron to be stable. Okay, that means their valency will be 2. And in case of chloride, you can understand that the valency will be 1 because that chloride atom require 1 electron to be stable. Okay, so they are the recipient, that's why they are denoted by the symbol negative or minus. And in case of the basic radicals, how we are going to represent them? So calcium is Ca2 plus and hydrogen is H plus. Now why they are like this? You have already understand why they are symbolized with the 2 plus and hydrogen is 1 plus, because for the one atom of calcium, it requires to give out 2 electron in order to be stable, and in case of hydrogen it requires to give 1 electron just to be stable or enough. Okay, so here their valency will be 2, while in case of hydrogen the valency is 1, that we already know. So this is it for this class, and in our next class we are going to understand the relationship between the valency and the periodic table. So thank you for watching. Let's see each other in our next video.